Welcome to Rich's Place. I'm Rich Masabny. Oh, about a month or so ago, a good friend of mine in the business here, Lisa Espada, said, Rich, there's a wonderful restaurant up in Bethesda called Visions, and there's a great chef, Tony, and she says, come up here, they're doing a cooking class thing. She's going to tell you more about that a little bit later. He does cooking classes up there, but I went up there, met Tony Marchente for the first time, and liked the guy. And food's good, too. I meant to mention that.
Thank you, I appreciate that.
But Visions, nice little place, and I said, hey, where are you going to park there? It's on that St. Elmo Street, and it's hard to park, except across the street they got public parking, and it's free on the weekends, and you can put your car there, no problem. So anyway, that's what I did. But the restaurant's cute, it's small, it's nice. I don't even, how many people you seat there?
85.
That many?
Yeah.
No, I didn't
you and
know.
84 of your friends can come.
Okay, very good. Now you've had a pretty long record with restaurants and all. You were with McCormick and Schmick's, and I forget who else, but
I've forgotten too. It's been so long.
I always ask this of chefs. How old were you when you first started messing around with food? Probably at home with your mother and all.
Yeah, we grew up in a great food culture in our family. We're from Italy background, Italian American. So I remember cooking at a very young age. I didn't know that I was going to be in the restaurant business. My parents were not involved in the restaurant business, but coming from Bethesda to, I grew up in Bethesda mostly. There's a great multicultural area. I tried great different cuisines from India and Africa and Hong Kong and all over the world. So it was really fun to grow up in that area and have this multicultural area.
Were you doing cooking in other countries?
Not yet, not yet. My partner in the restaurant was from Mali, so he and I have talked about some ideas along that range. But
now, what I want to do is, first of all, just put the phone number up on, and the address up on the screen. Well, they don't have the address. Just listen to me on this. They got the phone number 301-654-3737, and you can look up their website. It's Visions Bethesda, one word. .com, and that ought to tell you. But then they're at the 4926 St. Elmo Avenue out there in Bethesda, hot area. Anyway, I hear you're a hot chef too.
Well, I
listen to what Lisa tells me.
Well, I pay her a lot of money for that.
Oh, okay. So what are you going to make for a chef?
We're going to do a quick dish today. It's a fun, simple seafood dish. It's my Italian paella. You can do it with any kind of fresh seafood you have. You have fin fish, you have calamari. Today we're going to do some top neck clams, some mussels, some jumbo shrimp, and some fresh crab meat.
Sounds good.
And it's nice because it's a one-pot dish. So we're starting off with a little bit of olive oil in the pan. And my first thing I got to tell you, you don't have to use extra virgin olive oil. Everybody in the Food Network, they want to have you buy this $25 a gallon oil. You don't need it for this. Put a little dry pasta in the pan. Okay.
Yeah,
it's a little strange. Yeah, it's a little weird, but so am I. So hey, some diced shallots. And some garlic, because Italians, we love garlic. You're not scared of garlic, right?
No.
Okay, good. And we'll do a little bit of the seafood. Now, you want to kind of start with the stuff that's going to take the longest to cook. So your top neck clams seem to take the longest in my book. We'll put our nice big shrimp in there too, and we'll do a little salt for funs and giggles. And you see the bottom there where the pasta's toasting?
Yes.
So that's kind of a weird, kind of different, and that's real cooking.
We got a shot of that too.
Yeah. We'll throw in a little bit. This is a lobster and saffron stock.
Okay.
We'll hit that in there, and we're going to throw a little fresh diced tomato. Very simple, and a little dab of pesto. So basil pesto, whatever pesto you might be using.
Okay.
Put a little bit of that in there, and we'll crank him up and let him sit for a few minutes. And at the end of the day, we'll have a nice little cooked pasta dish, and all that flavor kind of soaks into the pasta. And the nice thing is that the pasta, because it's starchy, gives a nice broth. It'll actually come up with a real nice flavor and a toasted pasta look, and it'll be a few minutes, and we'll take a look at that.
Where'd we get that sauce from there? You got lobster sauce?
Yeah, it's a lobster stock with a little bit of saffron in it.
Okay.
So you could use a chicken stock. You could use any.
Just
you could use a little wine.
The audience, there'll be probably 13,000 people today who'll try to make this tonight.
I better do a good job.
Yeah, please.
Definitely.
What's the orientation of the food at Visions?
Well, we do a lot of seafood. I've always loved working with seafood. I think it's something that's the seasonality of it's great. I think it's a great platform for flavor. I think you can take a nice piece of fish. You shouldn't have to do too much to it. The quality of the fish is the best thing you can preach. If you buy fresh, get to know your fishmonger, or you can come by from a chef like me if someone's nice enough to do that for you. But to buy the highest quality stuff you have, whatever's in season. In America, a lot of times we want to have everything all the time, but in reality, some things are in season, some things aren't. So go to the store or go to your fishmonger, whoever you've got that relationship with, and see what's the freshest item there. And go with something like that and accent it simply with some nice, fresh herbs or some nice vegetables in season. It keeps it easy, But we focus on seafood. We do have some meat dishes. We do a nice filet mignon satay, which I brought an example of that. It's chunks of filet mignon marinated and grilled. We do a little herb mayonnaise on top, a little bit of cucumber salad underneath.
What's it marinated in?
A little bit of tomato paste, garlic, onion, and a few other spices I don't really want to have to say today. But it's kind of a West African dish. It's really nice, but it's not spicy. Okay. Really, really good flavor, though. We do it as an appetizer and an entree, but the salad is nice, too. It's a little bit of like a vinaigrette-based cucumber and seaweed salad. So that's a real popular item, and then we'll save the sweets for later. I don't Yeah. But those are dishes, and our menu changes pretty often. We try to change it a couple times, like every 3 or 4 months, kind of do a nice change.
You get feedback from your people, your customers?
I do. I get a lot of feedback. We actually
hope it's positive.
Mostly, yeah. I mean, and if not, the reality is that sometimes people aren't happy. We want to be there for that too. We actually try to maintain a real open kitchen, and actually I walk out to the bar a lot, and I visit almost every table. So I'd rather know immediately if someone wasn't happy, or if they were, I'd like to hear that too. But I think it's better to be in touch with everybody so people feel.
Oh, I agree. And I think people like to see the chefs.
Sure.
Yeah. I was at the Mandarin Oriental recently, and the 2 top guys came out.
That's impressive. That's a beautiful hotel.
Yeah.
So we're going to go ahead and pop in some mussels here. We're going to drop these guys down the broth to this.
Gosh, that looks good.
Yeah, I mean, even now, it's a nice little dish. Watch out for our crab meat at the end.
Yeah.
But we'll hit a few mussels in there. And this is really about a 10-minute dish or so. And crab meat we'll put in at the end. We'll touch of parsley to keep it going. Put them back on for a minute while we're talking. I didn't bring any wine today. I don't know if you have any here, but be a nice accent. Some white wine for this would be good.
Yeah, you didn't bring any?
No, I didn't know. I think I violated the law if I would have brought that or something. Alcohol, transportation over.
These guys here all know that I usually drink wine on the set.
You're allowed. If they did it, the show'd be over.
That's
so
right. That's
you're allowed
true.
to do whatever
That's
you want
true.
to do.
Because I have to do a talk show later too.
Oh yeah. You don't want to do a slurring talk show.
Well, I've done that.
Oh.
And it doesn't work that way.
No,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's why I didn't bring it.
Thank you. I'm glad you were thinking of me. This guy is a comedian.
Well,
If you can't do this, you could do stand-up. You ever do stand-up?
No, I barely stand up in the morning. My feet are so, no.
All right.
I should think about it, though.
Now that looked, seriously speaking, you agree out there, looked easy to do.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I could save some money and not go to your place
Well,
and make this at home.
if you want to. But I suggest there's something that we do that's unique.
Oh.
And you get the charm of the chef, of course, along. Okay. That's free. That's included for free. No.
Okay.
It really is a simple dish. And, a lot of people, I think, do get nervous about cooking seafood at home. They really shouldn't, because if you buy good stuff, do something simple with it. Get some fresh tomatoes or some fresh vegetables and go with it. It's really not the most hard, thing. But
can I take another peek at that,
sure,
please?
yeah, let's take a look. Oh, look at that. See, so this is already, the pasta's cooking down.
Now, how do you know that you don't overcook the thing,
Well, every time I've done this for 23 years, I had to figure it out. So,
I can see the pasta is still...
the pasta's still a little firm.
Hard,
That's fine. You still got your clams in there working.
Yeah. God,
doesn't that look good, though?
And it smells good, too.
Yeah. It's smell-o-vision. I don't know if we have that here.
It is good.
So we'll go ahead and just for fun, we'll put in our crab meat, because that way that'll get in there and get nice and
Now, is this a big seller at your place?
Very big, yeah. It's actually, it's a little bit of a lengthy dish to make. I mean, as far as you're putting a lot of stuff in at one time, but I'll have 4 or 5 of these going at one time. And yeah, it's a popular dish, but it really looks, as you'll see in a minute, it looks really fantastic when it comes out. And it's simple. And the pasta cooking in the broth, I think, it's my little tweak,
Well, you brought some menus here?
Yeah, I got some menus there. I brought our dinner menu, and we try to keep it straightforward, and we do like a dad's pasta. My family's involved in the restaurant, so I was actually over at my parents' house before we opened, and we're getting ready to open, and I had this great pasta at his house. I said, well, what is this? So it's a marinara sauce with curry and crab and a little touch of cream. It's a little different. And that's kind of the theme of our thing, is we do a kind of American-style menu with a little tweak. Because people in America really aren't from America.
Hey, you got Maryland-style lump crab cakes. I know my wife is crazy about this crab cakes, but most of the time they're not that great. Real lump meat. What holds
Real
it all
lump meat.
together? I mean,
A little bit of binder. You got to have a little something
Yeah.
in there, but it's
Yeah.
very straightforward. A little egg, a little mayonnaise, Old Bay.
Yeah.
No bell peppers. People always have that question.
Yeah.
But they're very tasty. Very tasty.
Okay. And this sesame salmon with teriyaki.
Yeah. I served 2 of them last night. They were wonderful. It's a simple seared salmon fillet. We get salmon in daily and sear it in the pan with a little veggies on the side, teriyaki sauce and rice. It's nice.
Israeli couscous.
Yeah.
Not bad.
How about them apples?
Yeah.
What are you gonna
Okay.
do?
And if somebody wants a steak, you got one.
I got a steak, yeah. We do pork chops sometimes. We'll do filet mignon. We'll do different meat dishes. We're certainly not only seafood, but that's kind of our focus. We do a lot of calamari. Our Cajun crawfish egg rolls are real nice. We have a lot of nice little tweaks. We also do a gluten-free menu, which is fun. A lot of people are requesting that more and more every day. People have the situation with the wheat and.
Look at all these wines you got.
Yeah.
And you didn't bring any.
I know, not terrible.
Well, you could just take my word for it. He's got a whole bunch of wines, and really, they look reasonly priced.
Yeah, we try to
How
keep it
come?
reasonable. We're trying to be your neighborhood restaurant, upscale without the attitude. I think a lot of restaurants, they get to feel as if you're lucky to be there. You got an empty restaurant that said, "Do you have a reservation?" That sort of thing.
I was at a restaurant about I don't know, 6 months ago, something like that, downtown, a classy joint, and they insisted that I drink a bottle that sells for $400.
Wow.
I started choking on it. I'm not used to that.
That better be
expensive
really
stuff.
good wine.
You know
Yeah,
what I
me
mean?
neither. No,
Yeah.
that's not my style. So
No,
as you see,
no. I mean, I even like Gallo's Hardy Burgundy.
whatever makes you happy with
You know what
wine,
I
you
mean?
should drink it.
Right.
I mean, that's as complicated as it needs to get.
You're right.
Yeah, there's too much fluff put into wine. You're trying to smell
When I
and
first
taste.
started,
If you like it,
when
you
I
like
first
it.
started doing this stuff, maybe 30 years or more ago, and I was with a famous chef at the time, and he said he used to drink. I was intimidated, I have to admit. He was a French guy, he was known all over town. I don't want to give his name, but he was a household name. And he says, "Rich, I drink Almaden Mountain Red."
Wow.
This is like
Sure.
Gallows. You know what I'm
Gallo,
talking
jug,
about?
yeah, box.
This
yeah.
guy with that French accent and everything, and the girls following him all over the place.
Yeah.
You're going to elm him down. He said, "What do you think? I'm going to open up a bottle of wine. It's
Of
$500."
course. Of course. It's one of the biggest misconceptions of, I think, chefs in the restaurant business.
And then I had an expert on my talk show portion, who he was on NBC Radio and everything else, and he said to me, "It's crazy for people to spend more than $15 for a bottle of wine." He's talking retail. And I said, "What do you mean? There's no difference?" He said, and I use that term. He says, "It's really diminishing returns. Like if you drink, say a $20, $15 bottle of wine, retail, as opposed to paying $60, sometimes you can't tell the difference.
Sure.
And surely even at $200, you can't tell the difference."
Well, and the bottom
You
line,
know?
it's your mouth. And I tell people all the time, they say, "What do you recommend?" I say, "Well, what do you like?" You see my clam just opening up for me.
Yeah.
But you're drinking wine and it makes you happy and you like it, then go with it. That's as complicated as it gets. That's my philosophy, and I'm sticking with it. I've been doing this 23 years, almost as long as you've been doing the show.
Yeah.
But
Where have you been all my life?
I don't know. I just
Crazy. I'm going to have to ask Lisa. Lisa, while he's pouring this stuff out, Lisa Espada is a friend of mine, friend of everybody's. We know. She knows the business. I'm going to ask you, Lisa, and come close to me because I only have my mic to share here. Tell me, you say he does cooking shows, as you know, at his restaurant, Visions. You want to just elaborate on that? You get real close to me and talk.
Okay.
Because I only got this one mic. You understand. Go ahead.
He has cooking classes with me for professionals in the city, which is a event planning website for professionals who are looking for a variety of events to do. And the cooking classes that we host usually have a theme. So we've got a crab lovers class coming up. Tony has hosted a shellfish class with me before. I've got a tomato lovers cooking class coming with another chef very soon, and also host culinary dine-arounds around town where we went to Bethesda before, and we went to Tony's restaurant and variety restaurants to taste little mini meals at all the classes.
You like touching my gut like this?
Yeah, I really like this. This is
I'm
nice.
trying to suck in as much as I can. Don't
Happy
work.
guy.
Listen, if we call his phone number, we could put that up on the screen. We can know more about and find out when those cooking classes are, right?
Yes.
301-654-3737. I'm going to let you go back to, wait, we got a thing here. What are you saying? Oh, the food? Oh, yeah, we don't forget that.
It's a real
No, and
deal.
we just wanted to say that Professionals in the City, the website is prosinthecity.com.
Say it again.
Prosinthecity.com.
All one word.
All one word.
Okay.
And you can find a variety of things to do on the website. And it's available, daily. We have lots of different events.
I'm going to tell you to leave so that the people out here might want to have you stay here and I go back there. So before they realize that.
Okay.
Thanks, kiddo.
Thank you.
See you later. She's crazy about me,
I see. Well, who wouldn't be? I mean, come on.
right. What did I miss about that food? now?
Well,
It's out
yeah,
here, right?
you were all focused on
Okay,
it.
bring
So
it back here.
here's
Go ahead.
the final dish. Again, you could do any kind of seafood, but we've done some jumbo prawns there, some beautiful mussels, some top
God.
neck clams,
That was crazy,
and some nice crab meat mixed in there, a little garlic, parsley, pesto.
Yeah.
It's a really tasty dish. You
When
see
I
the
go-
pasta toast
listen,
a little bit.
I'm going to make you an offer.
All right.
It's just a matter of time before I go big time.
Well,
You know what I mean?
it's about to hit.
And I want to hire you now. I get in front of witnesses to be my personal chef.
Love it.
All right?
Can you afford me, though?
I don't know. We'll
have to-
talk later.
we'll have-
We'll
yeah. We'll
negotiate.
talk,
it.
yeah,
I'll have
people out there.
Lorenzo. He handles my affairs for me.
Very good,
All right?
very good.
Okay. Now, you were talking about your cake over there like it's good. Is it good?
Yeah, it's pretty
Good,
good. It's
good.
a flourless chocolate cake. It's Belgian chocolate, butter, sugar, eggs. I mean, it's really...
Well, how are we going to know how to make that?
Well, it's very difficult. It takes a long time to make. It's very rich. Really don't want to try that at home. I wouldn't recommend it.
Just come to the
Yeah,
restaurant.
just
and
come.
have it?
Yeah, I mean, it's good to share too. 'Cause it's very rich, so you don't need to eat a whole piece. You might get some diabetic shock or something. But it's really, really tasty.
Now I notice you got a bunch of stuff here for sweets and finishes. Like you make now you're really up to date. You're doing cupcakes. This is hot
yeah,
now,
the
right?
cupcakes are very popular.
Isn't it?
Very
it's
popular.
crazy. I mean, all over town. I was somewhere yesterday and I got in a box, a white box with a beautiful string gold thing
Sure,
on it and
sure.
a bow and everything like that. And I opened it up as a damn cupcake.
Isn't that something? Yeah, it's amazing.
And what it had was, they did it with the person who gave it to me. It was their birthday. Really. And they had their image perfectly on the top of the icing.
Wow.
Did you ever see like that?
No, I've never
Why don't
seen
you do that?
I'd love to.
Put
your image?
Put my image
Oh.
on the cupcakes at your restaurant. What do you think?
Well, I would.
This will help me to decide if I want you or not as
Yeah,
a full-time
I can do that.
chef.
I'll try that.
All right.
I'll try.
They let's see here. Grandma's a tiramisu.
Yeah, tiramisu. Yeah.
Is it really a grandma's?
It's my grandmother's recipe.
It really is.
Yeah. There's one person in the world that knows how to make it besides me, and that's the young lady
Yeah.
that works with me. Yeah. And it's really, really good tiramisu. I have to say, it's a little different. But
Well, why don't you describe it? We all know what
Well,
tiramisu
it's
is. What's different?
it's lady fingers soaked in espresso and Kahlua.
Yeah.
And they're wrapped in a mascarpone cream cheese. It's a traditional recipe, but it's kind of more of a cake versus a pudding, soft kind of a product. And it's just really good. I mean, I should have brought one today, but you'll have to come to the restaurant and try it.
Chef, are there trends that you're seeing at all in your experience as a chef? I mean, I'm probably going to ask the people next time we'll hear from the Mandarin Oriental that kind of question. I'm always curious because when Julia Child, first started out forever, she was making things with the butter, and I like that. Everything that can kill you, I love it.
Sure.
She did the butter, the whole thing, the fats, everything you left there, you thought you were going to die.
Right.
But it tasted so good.
Well,
Then she stopped using this and stopped using this, and everybody's scared of this and scared of that. I mean, you don't do that, do you?
No.
You use all the
we
horrible
use all the
stuff?
good stuff. Well,
Good.
I mean, I think that, unless you dine out 7 days a week,
Yeah.
Eating out in a restaurant for many, especially nowadays, is a bit of a treat. So while we do see people that come in often, and if you're eating out every day of the week, you need to watch what you're eating because you're going to get, off the deep end. But I think if you're going out for a dinner once in a while and you want to have a nice dish and it's got a little bit of richness to it, it's fine.
There's no substitute for butter, is there?
No, butter is just from the gods. That's
Yeah. That's what I
righteous.
think.
Yeah.
Now, can we stick this information up, April, up on the screen again here about Tony Marchante? 301-654-3737 is the number of Visions Restaurant in Bethesda, and I didn't look at your website. Does it give you an example?
I actually do the website too,
You do?
I could put your picture on it if you'd like.
Why don't you do that?
Yeah.
Huh?
Well, wonderful.
Just
yeah,
run
the
it for a
website's
month.
nice. Just for a month.
All
See,
right.
see what happens.
Right. Because otherwise, Lisa she want to be on too.
Right, I know. Yeah. Well, there's only so much space on the screen.
That's true. So it's visionsbethesda.com.
Exactly.
And we're going to get an idea of your place?
Yeah, you're going to get an idea, see some menus. I actually pop up on the screen and say a little welcome to you and make sure.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I'm actually launching a new version of it soon, so you'll see the new and improved. But it's got a real nice interactive feel. I do a lot of social media things like Facebook and Twitter, so I put my posts up there about that. There's a blog. There's all sorts of stuff. Some other videos. Not that they won't compare to this one, but I have other videos that I've done in the past. So I encourage people to go check it out.
I'm sort of kind of lucky Tony,
Well,
to have you on, huh? Right?
I'm happy to be here. That's all. I really appreciate it. It's a nice opportunity.
I generally don't do this because I'll spot my tie.
But it looks so good, you just want to dig in.
Is anybody got a clean fork around there? Did you bring any forks?
Well,
What kind of chef are you?
Where are my assistants? I thought their assistants were. Here, I got something. for you. I
Make
don't
sure
know.
it's clean, will you?
Oh yeah, we'll only bring in the clean ones.
Okay.
Now there's a spoon though. I don't know if can you manage spoons? There's a way to make that work.
I'm going to try
a little
it.
broth. Yeah, it's for you.
But how am I going to twirl it around?
We got forks. We got a fork.
No, what a place this is, huh?
Yeah. Well, I just
thought
I just showed up as your guy. I don't.
That's true.
I don't know what's going
I can't resist this.
on. No, you shouldn't.
But are we going to let some of the other people eat this,
Yeah,
right?
that's true. Yeah.
So I don't shouldn't be slopping it around like this.
Yeah.
I
think you can make it work. I can see.
Could you do this for me here, chef?
Yeah, I could do something.
And you can plop it in my mouth.
Wow, that might get into a whole nother.
Could you do that?
Sure, I can.
I can't resist it, folks.
I'll go like a Chinese style.
Yeah, I'm going to cover up here too, so I don't get like I got to do a bunch of shows.
Yeah, we'll do this.
Yeah.
How's that?
This thing be ugly, but
Yeah. Oh my. It's working. Look at that. You see? Talent. Unscripted. Forget about it.
yeah.
Okay.
This is like back in Brooklyn, where I'm
There you
from.
go.
You know that?
There you go.
Like where I'm from. Well, I don't know if we did a kind of comedy routine here, but I don't know how it worked out like this, but I only put on restaurants that are good,
Thank you.
you know?
Here is
Oh.
a fork.
Oh, thank you very much.
thank
you.
There you
What a
really
good
dig
girl,
in.
what a good
Yeah,
girl,
well,
you
that's.
know?
Yeah, she's close.
Anything to get close to me.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I was a little nervous right there.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
And I want to eat one of these clams, and then you can, mussels, I mean.
Yeah, there you go.
Thanks.
Everyone's waiting. Good.
No, I don't like it, frankly, you know. No, that's beautiful. Hey, look, we're sort of going out. I got a choice now. You can keep on talking, or I could bring Lisa back here. We could do dancing, you know, a little Italian
Yeah, I
thing.
didn't bring
a
my
tarantella.
shoes. I got
No?
the rubber shoes on today, but well, I guess I could do a half step if you had to.
You know?
Yeah.
What are you going to do with the rest of this
I'm gonna
pasta?
make up another one. Nice
Yeah,
little
well,
batch for
people want to
everybody.
eat
Yeah, I
it. Do
got
you
some
see how they're
people.
all just looking?
Yeah, I know. They look. I'm a
They're
little. I need
dangerous,
to
you know?
Fight them off when they come at me.
Well, in all seriousness, folks, I find this restaurant, Visions, the restaurant, in all due respect, it's not like when you think of restaurants, it isn't like the first five that come to your mind. Will you grant me that?
It's the first one that comes to my mind, but I can understand. There's 200 restaurants in Bethesda, so I can certainly understand.
Yeah. But it has that nice, authentic feel that I know, like when I'll tell you the truth, I love my background of growing up in Brooklyn, New York. When you go to an Italian restaurant, or you go to a fish place, you go to some place, that darn thing was right. You know what I mean? Because the people will kill you. I mean, they come out of the kitchen. What?
Yeah.
I remember once somebody was asking about a veal parmesan, and the chef literally came out. He had a big knife in his hand. Not that he was threatening him with it, but he came right out from what was he wanted to know what the hell's going on. Why didn't you know?
Exactly. We're very passionate people, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So anyway, this is the guy, Tony Marchente, and if you go to Visions there or check their website, visionsbethesda.com. Will Lisa be there too every day?
She comes in for our cooking classes.
Oh.
We do some cooking classes, and we've hosted a few together. So
How often do you do the cooking classes? I was so excited. She had her hand on my
I know,
gut,
I saw. You
and I
didn't-
forgot what she said.
Yeah.
You tell me
I
what
think
she
we do
said.
about once every 4 or 5 weeks. Or so.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So, well, look, Chef. In all seriousness,
you so much.
I can't even talk.
Well-
You know, it's without the wine. My tongue's
Oh,
stuck. If I had some
it's
white
dry.
wine, you
Oh, I
understand,
know. Yeah.
I would have been able to be more fluent.
See me at the back of my truck. I got a bottle for you. Don't worry.
Oh, is that the one that comes in a box?
Yeah, it rolls around. It's been rolling around for weeks and kind of hot, but it'll work.
I like this guy, but I like his restaurant even better. Visions in Bethesda. This is Rich Masabny with Rich's Place, and we'll see you soon. Thank you. Make some more of that stuff. You want to make some more of that?